I want to speedrun Shantae. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. And I might have made it a bit of my personality. I wanted to see how good I could get at Shantae if I only gave myself 1 week to practice. It's a fairly small category, so I thought, hey, why not go for the world record while I'm at it? Once the week was over, my time would be submitted. Even if it was nowhere close to number 1. This is what happened during Shantae week. It's time to speedrun. Oh, yeah, I should probably mention that. I'm not speedrunning this. I'm speedrunning this. Shantae Half GD Hero got DLC later in its life. Pirate Queen's Quest, Friends to the End, and Costume Pack. Each one of these changed the way how you played the game. In the Costume Pack DLC, you've got 3 different modes: Ninja, Beach, and Officer. Officer is by far my favorite. Taking the style of another one of WayForward's games, Mighty Switch Force, you constantly have to toggle blocks out of your way and use them as platforms. But the real reason as to why I fell in love with this version? You can kill the bosses really fast. What? I thought it was cool! So, day 1 of Shantae week began. Let's familiarize you with the run by taking a look at our first attempt. First things first, we're level 1. In these costume runs, your upgrades are determined by your gem count. With a level 1 gun, we can only shoot out these little shots. There is level 1, 2, 3, and 4. You just always want to be level 4. And to make sure we have enough gems for the boss, take this shortcut up top and drop down to get these gems. Since I didn't have enough of them, I had to look around for backups, costing us some time. Now, here is the first boss of the run, the Tinker Slug. Alright, pay attention. Here's the speedrun tip. You don't need to fully jump up and shoot the barrel from the back. By being level 4 and hitting the platform under it, the explosives drop down, allowing you to damage the Tinker Slug. To one-cycle it, spam. I'm surprised I didn't get carpal tunnel this week. We next arrive at Mermaid Falls. On the way, we have our first prominent skip. When jumping up, switch the blocks mid-air to make a place to stand. We'll be seeing more of that, so just keep an eye out. Make our way up the rings and do a precise jump off this ring to save some time. During the auto-scroller, make sure to pick up a Space Hooligan. This is just a smart time to do it to make sure that the pop-up doesn't accidentally mess up a jump or something else later in the run. Oh, and also, watch out for those stupid-ass bats. Welcome to Giga Mermaid. She has a lot that goes into her, but all you really need to know is that she's annoying as hell. For the first phase, break the chains holding her and dodge whatever attacks she uses. Her attacks are random, and pretty much each one changes how you play the fight. Fully explaining her would take like 5 minutes. So to keep it simple, always break these 2 locks first. The best attack to get is the big bubble. If she does that, then break the top lock and do the other side. And that's only for the best case scenario. You really just have to adapt to whatever she uses. Phase 2 has you fighting her directly. It's especially beneficial to be level 4 here, since you can actively damage her even if she isn't vulnerable. After enough shots to the gem, we can move on. Tassel Town has our first block puzzles. Just switch the blocks correctly to make a path through. Jump over this sand, perfectly fine. Then make other jumps, not perfectly fine. And jump on this corner to not wait for this cactus guy. Right as you walk in, press the switch block button. I know it sounds a little weird, but it just saves you from running into this wall. When arriving at the archers, it's actually better to wait. It's more important to keep the gem count full than recklessly run through obstacles. And for the last archer we see, do a quick corner jump again. Now here is a level that gives me trouble. This final stretch has a lot of damage boosting and gem management. I didn't do any of that cleanly. Like this archer. I'm supposed to jump to the corner behind her, not on top of her. But the worst part is that the gems you lose per hit scale with the damage you take. Because I was unnecessarily hit by her, I didn't have enough gems for level 4. We wait for this archer and then kill the other one fast enough so that the gems we just lost are immediately regained by the jar we broke before. We have a little bit of time before the gems are actually collected, so that's why this whole strategy works. We can damage boost at the end, if I had enough health. Wilbur is a fairly easy boss, capable of wasting time at the toss of a hat. To do damage to him, you need to load an explosive rock into the cannons, then hit him back and forth. The big time loss here is related to these rocks. When Wilbur spits them out, they go wherever they want. The place that they land is entirely determined by RNG, so it could land perfectly next to the cannon, or on the completely opposite side. This happens 4 times, so you can see how that time starts to pile up. Cape Crustation is by far my least favorite section. We first start with an auto-scroller, no biggie, but then we get to the hardest boss in the game, Twitch and Vinegar. You can deal with Twitch in just one cycle, but Vinegar is where things get obnoxious. You are constantly spinning in a wheel, but Vinegar only goes to 3 set locations. She shoots in a straight line, making it insanely hard to dodge and attack. Then, if you get hit once, you're down to level 3, which makes this fight take even longer since you do less damage. The absolute worst part about this is that you can't even practice this fight. You need to do the whole auto-scroller again if you want another chance at fighting them. Sorry, I just need a minute. For these cannons, it's better to just damage boost past them. They take way too long to kill, and it's just not worth the time loss. Entering the airship, we can get our gem count back up, and then jump past these lasers. Time the jump well to pass these lasers, and damage boost on this guy. Hey, I at least did it right on the second time. Man. Ammo Baron has a unique strat. He summons goons to surround him, then to attack you. Get rid of most of them, but leave one remaining. This lets Ammo Baron be in a more vulnerable position for longer, which, if done right, can completely skip his second phase. Hypno Baron's castle starts with a maze of doors. Just go here, here, and here, then you're out. These damn bats keep slowing me down, and I just completely walked through this spider girl. Twice! Well, it's actually just better to do this. They take way too long, just like the cannons from the last section. But I didn't get lucky with the gem drops, so Squid Baron and Hypno Baron are gonna take a lot longer than they should. Risky's hideout has some damage boosts and the mini poop toots. Look at these guys! This second room has a bunch of moving pillars, which you can outrun. If you're good. And finally, Risky Boots. Risky Boots was absolutely terrible. Mostly thanks to the fact that I just didn't know how she worked. To finish it all off, there's one last auto-scroller. You can lose the run here, so please pay attention. When the screen turns white, we have our first time of 37:33. Not too bad. I mean, looking at it, we're looking at around 14th place. But I didn't want to stop there. I told myself that today, we just needed to finish runs. Oh man, are you kidding me? I did most of the small optimizations better. Oh yeah, no, that's definitely why. See, I told you! Thankfully, things started looking up, securing a 36-22, and having high hopes going into the next run. Everything's doing well until I mess up a damage boost and fall down more than I'd like. But look right here, always land on this bottom layer, because it lets these rings line up perfectly to save us some time. Alright, remember this sand. No, like, I'm dead serious. I'm gonna talk about this later. I got to do some more of that small stuff I mentioned, like jumping on corners and damage boosting. Wait, did you guys notice that? just got hit, but I didn't lose any gems. Now I know what you're all thinking. Vito's hacking and he doesn't have the Shantae Android. You're wrong about both! Officer mode has this weird glitch where if you're shooting an enemy while taking damage, sometimes you just won't drop any gems. That's why you'll see me shooting things when doing a damage boost. Gem count is everything for this run. As you've seen, not being level 4 wastes so much time. Now that we know the lowdown, let's call this glitch Kevin. This damage boost was just cool, and I just wanted to show it to you. This is how you're actually supposed to dodge the lasers. And right here, I decided to play it safe. You can either get hit by this bat to more consistently get the squid buried with max level, or you could take the risk of doing a Kevin on this spider girl, which can get you to the boss faster, but not guarantee that you'll be max level. The timer stops at 35:01, a whole 2 minutes faster than the first run. Day 2 is upon us, and everything I did on day 1, it was strictly from memory. It's time we do some studying. And it's time I introduced you to these two. SpaceNarc and TKY619, the current second and first place runners for Officer Mode. SpaceNarc is gonna be our teacher for this study session. His guide is the one to follow to get a true understanding of this run. We got to learn how the bosses worked, the Kevin glitch, and overall good optimizations for the whole run. But he did say one thing that didn't help me.
This jump is hard.
I told you I'd bring this back up. I never had a problem with this small patch of sand. But the first time I ever heard SpaceNarc say this, it suddenly became impossible to do. So SpaceNarc, if you're watching this, thanks for the guide, it was really helpful. And the next class over is Turkey, where we go to see how we deal with difficult situations quickly. Like this section. I was having trouble not getting hit, but with one watch of his run, you can see that it's just better to ignore them. Now, I just want to point something out. Turkey holds the world record. Yeah, I said that like a minute ago, like you know. But I didn't just mean this category. At this current moment, he also holds 17 other Shantae world records. Turkey, if you're watching this, good job. After our intense study session, I started with a 35:22. And then it got a little bit worse with a 37:56, but it all came around thanks to an amazing start that gave us the forward momentum needed to gold most splits. I might have been, taking my time with World 3, but that didn't stop us from getting a sub 35-minute run, which puts us at 9th place. At this point, I knew there was a lot of time on the table, caused by my lack of understanding of the levels and bosses. I first started with Risky's hideout, because I don't want to keep tripping up before the finish line. I practiced the stages and took the time to understand how Risky Boots works. At the start of the battle, she'll always jump to the center, then jump again, this time random. She'll run to whichever side is the furthest from her current position and jump up. Next time she sets up for an attack, she'll shoot her gun twice. And if you've kept level 4 this whole time, this is most likely where the battle's gonna end. Day 3 is focused on another section that was constantly losing me time. Hypno Baron and his castle. In past runs, you can see that I stopped to deal with these bats each time. I also seem to be falling flat when it comes to taking down Hypno Baron. I just take forever. We can all thank Turkey for this one. By watching his run, we can see which bats do and don't need to be dealt with. Would you really believe me if I said that killing bats were some of the hardest parts to learn? Hypno Baron always circles in an infinity pattern. 2 circles and then he moves on to the other side. His fire is also pretty easy to manage once you realize that it can only be in 4 set locations. By learning these patterns, it made this segment noticeably faster. Day 4 was just more bats and lava practice. Seriously, I really needed to get these down. Day 5, however, had a 40-36. What the hell was I doing? My bad. We were supposed to be looking at this run, which had an insanely generous Wilbur. That, mixed with the better performance on the bats and risky section, and risky sections. Why did I even practice this? But we did set a new personal best, even if it was only by a few seconds. Day 6 felt different. It felt good. Because of all that risky practice, a run poised to be mediocre actually became our newest PB. But I knew I could get a 33-minute run. Things were fitting into place. Until I started acting like a baby. Oh, fuck. While I was acting like a 2-year-old, I was still making progress, even if it was only a little. We follow that up with a run that has a terrible twitch and vinegar, absolutely abysmal Hypno Baron, and what the hell? 33-53? How? Well, I guess last run's risky choke was longer than this run's Hypno Baron problem. This run finally bumped us up 1 place. 33-53. We got a time like this, all the while messing up like crazy. We can't let this momentum be lost. Tinker Slug went faster than ever. What the fuck? Giga Mermaid had some complications, and we did get caught up on the sand, but it doesn't matter when Twitch and Vinegar went down in 7 seconds. This let Ammo and Hypno Baron go down crazy fast. I even got a Kevin in the mix. I looked at the time and saw the potential for a sub 33. The time got to me. My palms were sweating, and I got incredibly nervous. This amazing run died because of this timer. I had to stop looking at it. But what's done is done. I only have a few more days left. It could take me the rest of the week to get another run like this. Or it could take me 2 more attempts. The Tinker Slug already went well. We're ahead of time. But I got interrupted. What? What do you need? Now, you definitely didn't hear that, but my mom was calling down, asking for me to bring the pretzels up from the basement. You can always make you buckle. With pretzels on the mind, we had a near perfect phase 1, and a bit of a holdup on phase 2. Instead of what? I need to get mom pretzels after this. Pretzels and perfect ring. The 2 P's. Something terrible was about to happen though. Father.
What?
That's you?
It's me.
Oh no. Mom got the pretzels herself. Oh, hell yeah. And the skip too? Bats and Baron went well again. But it was time for riskies. However, there was a major difference between this run and the last. I didn't know where my time was. Those jitters from the previous attempt weren't there, letting me keep a calm head and cleanly make it through the whole level. I think that was a good run, but I also don't know, so we'll see. 22-51. 32-51. Wait, we did so well. Wait, 32-51's third. Third place is crazy. The only people I have to beat now were my mentors. It was time to practice some advanced tech. You might have picked up on me saying this. There's pretzels and Perfect Ring. Perfect Ring is an insanely precise jump in Mermaid Falls. You could jump off this ring for about, I don't know, a frame, and Turkey was able to use that in his world record run. And no, I wasn't able to get Mom her pretzels. This takes an incredible amount of skill and timing. I spent the rest of the day practicing this to only get it once. Oh! Honestly, it wasn't something I should have poured so much time into, since it's just so inconsistent. It would have been better if I just kept practicing runs. Day 7 was a fairly short day. No complete runs, no crazy learning. I just needed a quick break so I could be able to put my all in for the final day. Today, I decided that if I ever wanted to beat Turkey, I would need to compare myself to him. And I was quite literally blown away. His jumps were so much faster, and there were so many small optimizations that I didn't even notice. Saying I was left in the dust was an understatement. Now, I knew what it took to have the world record, and I started doing runs. These small changes were hard to get the hang of. Knowing when and where to do either a small or big jump was very difficult to get down. Most of this day was me losing runs due to the lack of experience. And when runs were getting finished, they were nowhere near the times that we wanted. That is, until Shantae week ended. What? Did you really think I was gonna beat them? If anything, I'm glad I didn't. I spent a whole week dedicating myself to this run. And these two have spent months running this game. I naively thought that I could just get this record in a week. But that's not how it works. SpaceNarc and Turkey put in so much time and so much practice that they deserve their spots. However, I'm still extremely proud of the work that I put in. In 1 week, I was able to go from an unrefined player to a top 3 runner. Even if it's not first, my 3rd place spot shows me that if I put in the work, I can do it. I submitted my run of 32:51 to the leaderboards and got myself the Bronze Squid Award. It feels good. Who knows? Maybe one day, I'll be the person with the golden squid. There's still, however, one more thing that I need to do.
I got you the pretzels, Mom.
Okay.